J Moore, the very best reviews. Tell them none can contest, we gon'
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the show. Appreciate everybody for coming through. We're gonna break down the truth about Jusssie Smollett documentary that just came on Netflix. And I know what most people are thinking and probably saying, which is, well, I already know that story. He faked it. He had the little two Nigerian dudes punch him, do whatever. And I agree with y'all. That's what I would have said. And actually, that's what I did say until I watched the documentary. I'm telling you, this is shocking. I did not think that by the end of watching this documentary, my mind would have changed. And now I think he didn't do it. I think that these people really did beat him up. I think it really happened. I don't think it was a hoax now. Now, also, I want to say the power of filmmaking, the power of a documentary. I already know. You can do anything with the right filmmaking techniques and change the mind. Somebody can come out with a documentary tomorrow and make it look like he was the guiltiest person in the world. But based off of this documentary, the information provided, me being a Chicago resident for a majority of my life, Chicago police, yeah, anyway, let me get to these comments in a second, but I'm not going to make this video too long about old Jusssie, but I will say this, making it short on why I think he probably didn't fake it. Here's the reasons why. So in the documentary, we'll put it this way, with the information given to the public, I remember it was one of the coldest days of the year, the polar vortex. They made it seem that he went to go to Subway. I needed to get a foot long in me. I was hungry. Um, but the way it was presented is that he went there and it was like around midnight and it was nobody outside. And then these two people get an Uber and pop up, and you can see them beat him up a little bit by the security camera and then leave. He walks in with the rope still around his neck, got his sandwich bag. He ain't leave that sandwich behind. And then he comes and calls. When the police come, they see what's going on. It seems suspicious. Now, we later find out that those two Nigerian dudes worked on Empire. They later confessed that it was a setup and that they were paid to do it. And it was even a check for like $3,500. Now, it looked pretty open and shut. Even Jussie even went to jail for a second, but he got back out, I think, in like a week or less than. All right, so here's what the documentary tells that I didn't hear before, and they actually show the video footage. So I was thinking this dude went to Subway and nobody else was there, but it was two other people in that Subway. Of course, the person was working there. And then it was a woman that was in that restaurant eating, and it was a man waiting in line behind Jusssie to get his sandwich. And that was a big boy. He probably wanted 2 feet. Anyway, I didn't know that. I didn't know it was other people in the Subway. Now, because it was other people in the Subway, does that mean it was fake? No, not at all. It is something that they do not answer in this documentary, which is, why were the Nigerian brothers over there? Why did they catch an Uber over there? Anyway, here's where it changed my mind. I didn't know it was 2 different witnesses. Did anybody know it was 2 different witnesses? They saw some white men run past, or suspicious white men. It was a woman that worked, I mean, that lived in Jussie's building. And I'm Jussie. And so she said she saw a suspicious white dude while she was walking her dog. And I believe she said she even told the front desk. She never met Jussie. They never had conversations. Didn't know each other. Allegedly. Ain't no way I'm be able to verify it. Anyway, we see that it's another dude at a different building. He's the security guard. And this is where the stuff starts to get interesting. And I'm going to tell you why. Which is why I was talking about Chicago police. All right. Had to lean back on that one. So, the dude name is Anthony Moore. No relation. And he's at the building, and you can actually see the security camera in the lobby of this building. So it ain't like he got paid to say this, which is something I would have thought at first. But you can see him walking his rounds in his little lobby, and then he's going to the door. Now, he told police that he was walking his rounds through the lobby. As he went to the door, two white dudes ran past him really fast. And I think he said he looked at him or took off after him or did something. But you can see him walking through the lobby in the security footage. And right when he go to the door, when he say the two white men run past, clip, the video footage is altered. It cuts. As soon as he opened the door, the video footage stops, and then it regains with him outside chasing them. Who edited the footage? That's like old Epi's jail footage got edited. A minute got cut out, or a couple seconds, whatever, allegedly. So who took out that information? Okay, so also we see that that video has been edited, and they didn't publicize that this dude was a witness. Now, here's where it gets interesting. I don't know why, as far as a motive, police would want to do this. I don't know. But, and I'm going to get to the comments after this last statement. But here's where it gets interesting. So, the police, after looking at the video footage, it's also surveillance footage outside of a building of the white dudes. Okay, they asked multiple people. It is kind of hard to tell. Two dudes walk past. You don't know if they white or black. You can see, Jussie said you could only see this part. So you see their faces kind of covered up right around like this. I don't know if they white or black. They showed a bunch of people. They all said white and black. It's hard to tell. You can tell they're not the Nigerian brothers, though. I can see that. Their size, build, hair, it don't look like the two Nigerian brothers. So that was another piece of footage, evidence that they didn't look, because once they saw the two Nigerian brothers, they followed all the cameras back to where they got out of a cab and then got into an Uber, and they did this and traced them all the way back to like a block away from where they live, which I don't know why were they there. They didn't actually video them all the way there fighting him. They tried to say it was them. It's hard to tell. But it is fishy what they was doing out that night. So I don't know. But a lot of this information, I would say, is kind of suppressed or not as publicized as a lot of the other stuff. So we see all these other things happening with this. Now, here's the thing with the Nigerian brothers. Before I get into the Nigerian brothers, let me get to some of these comments right quick. Then I'm going to tell you about why the Nigerian brothers said what they said and what may be the reasons why. Place to vent. Jay, what's up, my dog? What's good, man? First in the building in the comments. Day one, I appreciate you, fam. Big Bird, what's good with you, dog? How you feeling? Damian Kenny, what's good, fam? Appreciate you, man, with your support always. You said Chicago DA Kim Fox didn't even want to try the case. Yeah, and she the one that let him out. Kim Fox is not the worst, but she probably does have a couple things people could get on her about. By me not being there as much as I used to, I don't really know as much about the good and bad with her. I know that she had some things with R. Kelly that some people were getting on her about, but I don't know. Stephen Harris, what's good, Steve? How you doing, man? Sweet Brown Sugar, what's good, mama? How you feeling? I hope everything is good with you this weekend. Today, my mom, she left. The visit for mom is over. And, it was a good time. It's ups and downs as always. But, hey, what can you say? Anyway, Nigerian brothers. Here we go. So, yes, they did work on Empire. Yes, Jussie did pay them $3,500. I think he said it was for working out, fitness, something. I don't know. Yes, they did confess. Now, here's the thing. Chicago police were waiting on them. They were like pretty much the only suspects they investigated. At least that's what the documentary presents. And so we see the brothers after the Jussie incident, they left to Nigeria the next day. So when they returned, I forget how long, a week, whatever, 2 weeks, the police was waiting at the airport for their head. They got them as soon as they got off the plane. You are coming with me. You are coming with me. I'm the captain now. Oh, wait. What you mean? Anyway, so they get locked up right away. Now, their attorney probably wanted to smash because she said in the documentary that her mother, their mother rather, was a Uber driver or a Lyft driver. And she was talking to her and said, hey, if you ever need a lawyer, and if your sons ever need a lawyer, because she had pictures of them and they bodybuilding, she like, if they need a lawyer, call me, girl. Anyway, so they in there. The police got them. They ain't saying nothing. Then the lawyer comes, shows them on the phone, which you ain't supposed to be able to do. Even she admitted that Jussie is saying on TV that the dudes beat him up and that the two people in the video is probably who did it. So then they like, he sold us out. So then this is according to the documentary, they decide to go ahead and cooperate with the cops. And so, but while this is happening, the police raid their house. Now, one of the brothers is a convicted felon. And when they raid the house, they find all kind of guns, ARs, all kind of guns in there. So right away, that's a no. You about to go back to Africa, and ain't no more coming to America for your ass. Unless you say Jussie did it. Now, I don't know what the motivation for the police to do this is. What, that they don't want people to think Chicago is racist? Like, whoever don't know Chicago has got racism issues. I don't know. I don't know that, but I don't get it. Now they said this is MAGA country and stuff. maybe Chicago, not MAGA country, but it is some racism in Chicago. I don't know whoever thought it wasn't. Now, I don't. That's why I say I don't know the motivation of why they would want to do this. I don't get this. But anyway, it's a lot of times people do stuff just because you don't know why. Don't mean it didn't happen. You know. So we see why they got them there. Now they got them over the barrel, so to speak, because you could get deported unless you cooperate. You know. So now it's in their best interest, and so for whatever reason, and they even showed this on video, that they said, all right, they supposedly worked out a deal with police, but then you can see on camera after they kind of had like some certain hey, yeah. Then the lawyer, then they be like, all right, now let's get this clear. We didn't work out no deal or nothing. He like, no, yeah, you right. Hey, yeah, hey. What? Me and you got a deal. And then I'd be like, now keep it on the low, all right? Don't tell nobody. I got you. All right, now here come the next person. All right, now look, be clear between me and you, we ain't got no deal, right? Nah, man, we ain't got no deals. I'd be mad, like, dude, you almost blew the deal. Why you skinning and grinning, looking suspicious? Yeah, man, that looked real suspicious. He didn't say yes, but the way he said no, damn sure sounded like a yes. And so anyway, we see all of this stuff go down. We see the video proof that there was other people outside that ran by. It was other people that witnessed them. And maybe that's why Kim Fox let Jusssie out. But his career, his name, all of that was tarnished. We basically ain't seen him since. Which, dang, man, it's been almost 4 or 5 years since that happened. Time flies, man. I don't know how he been paying his bills, but man. But anyway, we see all of that happen, and a lot of this stuff in this video, a lot of this stuff that could have helped him in his case was never released publicly, which I thought was kind of shocking. You all let me know in the comments, what do you think? Do you think he did it? He said he paid them that money for training or whatever, working out. I don't know. They did kind of try to blow up their career. They did say they looked at it as an acting job. They actually are in the documentary. And for those who don't know, you do get paid to be in documentaries. Now, it's not like a movie salary or something like that. And everybody don't always get paid for a documentary. It's up to that person if they want the money or not. Some people do documentaries for free. But you can get a nice check though. Nevertheless, we see these dudes, it seems they had motivation to say whatever they was told to say by the Chicago police, so that one of them didn't get deported or go to jail for being a convicted felon with these weapons. So I look at it as they could have been somewhat blackmailed. It's a possibility with that video footage being edited, the witnesses' testimony not being taken into account. I don't know, man. It's a lot. The brothers, I thought it was open and shut case, but after looking at this documentary, which I will suggest, it ain't that hard of a watch. It's only 1 hour or 1 hour and 15 minutes. So it go by pretty fast, and it's only one episode. Y'all let me know what you think about that. To me, I think Jusssie made a good case for himself. He may not have did it. He may have Yeah, it was suspicious walking in with the noose still around your neck. And then when you see his video footage on the police body cams, which he shouldn't have told them to turn off because now it's his word against theirs. But he did have a nice little puffy face. Somebody punched him. He could have told the brothers to punch him so it looked real. They even said we thought he wanted to be the poster boy for LGBTQ awareness or something. And I gotta admit, I did see some funny parts. Like when he said, after it happened and I saw it was on the news, I had to call my mother and I said, Mommy, I was in a fight, but I'm okay. I fought back. I just want you to know, Mommy. Okay. Bye bye. Mommy, I was in a fight. I'm okay. Mommy. I don't say mommy. I say mom. I don't know. Hey, mom, wake up. uh, Damian Kenny, you say DA Kim Fox called Chicago cops to their home because she wouldn't stop bothering him. The brothers? Before his release, Jusssie Smollett produced an alphabet film that has earned critical acclaim. Uh, well, it don't have critical acclaim across the board, maybe in that community. B-Boy Blues, which I saw a couple minutes of, and it wasn't, I'm not the demographic, I don't think, for that. Queen Bean, the brothers seem less than smart, but I do think they're lying. Now, Queen Bean, I'm going to give you some credit. I didn't think they were lying. Once they said they was on the show, they was there. Now I'm saying they as in the police or the media. Although I don't believe the police or the media as much. And the Chicago police, they love to say they the baddest gang in town. And sometimes they let you know they don't mind acting like it. But that don't mean they all are bad or criminals. But, and also the main dude, the chief of police or whatever, he ended up getting fired for being drunk in his car and then lying about it. So they lie a lot, is the point on that. Once you lie, your credibility is in trouble. And I didn't think they was possibly lying at first, but looking at this documentary, yeah. And they didn't seem the smartest. That is true. I agree. But that's why I thought they was dry snitching. They wasn't even dry snitching. They was full snitching. Which I was thinking, why are they doing that? There's no proof or this or that or da da da. But now looking back, hey man, if you want to stay here and they threatening to put you in jail or send you back home, you might start saying any old kind of thing. Queen Bean, you say Jussie probably punched himself with a bag of oranges like Lynn Whitfield, the thin Lynn Whitfield, boy, thin line between love and hate. That scared me right there. You know, I wouldn't put it past anybody. And one thing I always say about especially celebrities and people out there is that I don't put nothing past none of them because I don't know them. So I don't know what they may or may not do. I don't even pretend to like I do. But with this situation, it is cameras, and they do have him actually fighting on camera on the corner of his building. I think, wait, some they do have on camera, some they don't. I can't remember. I think I do see the fight, though. I remember seeing him fighting somebody on camera. Somebody, I fought back. Damian Kenny, you say Jussie goes back to his hotel and doesn't alert the staff to what happened to him. Question mark. That was weird. Hey man, I'm going to be the first to say he had a lot of weird behaviors after the fact. A lot. After you fight, you going to still leave the noose on your neck or rope. After you fight, you going to still grab your sandwich? Maybe. Um, Depending on how hungry you are, how much it costs. For some rickabeanies. No, but so you come in. The first thing I might have did is told him call the cops, and I'd have been waiting downstairs. I may have never even went upstairs, But it's a lot that he did that was weird, and it was off. I'll be the first to admit to that, but that doesn't mean it's a setup. Don't look good though. Damian Kenny, you say DA Kim Fox's husband called the cops to their house because she wouldn't stop bothering him. Hey, man, these days as men, you got to call the cops too sometimes, man, because the way everything is going, society, don't be trying to fight or argue and do all this with your lady. And if she all doing certain things that could possibly jeopardize your freedom, you better call the cops. Because if you do something or don't do something and something come back, you can be sitting there wondering why. And sitting in the pen wondering what happened, what went wrong. So, yeah, you can't do that. You gotta do better than that, man. I don't blame him. Especially if he got Kim Fox, and then she the what state prosecutor city or state prosecutor, whatever district. I don't know what she do. Anyway, you damn sure don't want to be having a case domestic violence on her. I know that much. Sure. Or she claimed to file one on you later. Anyway, y'all let me know what you think about this in the comments. Did Jusssie Smollett, did he do it? I don't know, man. I really think it's probably a 60% chance that he did not fake this. I'm like 60-40. Is that the greatest of odds? No. But his odds that's in his favor. So, hey, who knows, man? Who knows? All right, y'all. I'm about to get up out of here. But before I do, I'm going to talk about another movie I saw on Amazon Prime. It was actually pretty good. Considering, I mean, hey, it's a free movie on Amazon Prime, Amazon Video. Who has Amazon Video? I mean, one of the things I don't like about this is that I didn't even know this movie was out. It's been out for almost a month. And with all of these different streaming services and stuff going on, it's hard to know what movies are out. I miss movies being at the theater. Because if something went to the theater, you at least knew about it. Whereas when things go straight to streaming, you kind of don't even know it came out. You don't even know it exists. The only reason I knew it exists is I just happened to flip on Amazon Prime and I saw they were talking about this new movie called The Pickup with Eddie Murphy and Pete Davidson and Eva Longoria and Keke Palmer. Now, to me, it was a good movie, although Pete Davidson, he was doing a little bit too much Pete Davidson in this. I mean, Pete Davidson, why didn't it didn't even share the screen? I'm over here trying to share. Let's see if it does it one more time. Pete Davidson, to me, is not the funniest, and he was kind of annoying. But Eddie Murphy, Man, Eddie Murphy, for one, let me tell y'all, and if y'all disagree, I'd like to hear it. But he in the Hall of Fame as an actor, comedian extraordinaire. All right. Eddie Murphy, man, it's very few Eddie Murphy bad projects. Even the bad ones, he wasn't the bad part. The story, everything else may have been, in my opinion. Anyway, they playing armored car drivers, and it did have some good scenes and funny scenes. Eddie Murphy, he was right on point when Pete Davidson said or did stuff. He gave him the look or the words that were the words that were coming out of my mouth. I mean, straight up. This was a good movie, especially you ain't got to go to the show, pay no money, do nothing extra. I think it was a good movie. Eva Longoria, to have her name above Kiki, I mean, I guess that could be petty, but Kiki Palmer had a much bigger role. Eva Longoria plays Eddie Murphy's wife. They've been together for 25 years. He trying to have his little ring and celebrate their anniversary. Kiki Palmer, I will say, she's starting to look like a grown woman now. She looked like a girl. I mean, she is, but she still had like a young girl face. But in this movie, she looked like a grown woman, man. I was just looking like, whoa, I'm getting old, y'all. I'm getting up there, man. Look at Kiki Palmer over here. I'm boy, now she looked great, but I don't like movies where it's some fine woman kicking ass and bossing men around and pulling guns, and she supposed to be the bad guy in this, and she planned this heist and robbery, and she got them as hostages and different stuff, and I just it's hard for me to see that sometimes because that's not something women normally do. If women start planning heists and robbing people and knocking out men and different stuff more often, hey, it would be a lot easier for me to see it on TV. Anyway, she's supposed to be a bad bitch. Anyway, Pete Davidson gets used, abused. Man, Pete Davidson is so annoying. He almost ruins the movie for me. And I ain't even hating on Pete Davidson. Actually, if you like how he does things, he does it to a T in this movie. Um, King of Staten Island was good. I like that. He actually wasn't as Pete Davidson in that movie as he was in this movie. That make any sense? And that's a movie about his life. But we see that he met Kiki. They hooked up in the beginning of the movie. He didn't got all head over heels in love, and he didn't got played like a fool. And in the end, I don't want to give away the spoilers, but you know what? Here come a spoiler. I'm making a light spoiler. Everything work out. And I guess, first of all, this is a light comedy. So you don't take it too serious. The movie don't even take itself that serious. So I can't trip that everything work out for everybody. I mean, hey, it's a good movie, feel good movie. It ain't a serious armored car heist movie. You need to do this and that. I will say it is a couple fight scenes with Eddie Murphy. And I was happy when I saw him, not because he fighting, but it was a good fight scene. Now, one thing is when these dudes was attacking the car and stuff, Pete Davidson driving pissed me off. I'm yelling at the screen, will you run them off the road? You in this big ass armored car? You gonna let a Range Rover pull you over? Really? You tear through that Range Rover like a damn sardine can. And then another thing I was wondering is why is Eddie Murphy not shooting at these people? He eventually did. but it took them too damn long, in my opinion. You over here, I'm in the armored car, and you trying to rob my armored car. I'm about to be shooting through them damn holes in the damn doors. I'm gonna blast through that hole real quick before I be letting you jump and flip me over or blow me up or all of that stuff. I'm at least, throw a little lead at your head. Like I say, eventually they did, but it took them too long, in my opinion. They almost lost. Anyway, I give that movie, just off the top of my head, it's out of a score of 10, I give it a 7. It wasn't really serious enough to be an 8 or funny enough to be an 8, but it had everything else: high production value, good acting, a fresh story to a sense. We've seen armored car movies and chase movies and heist movies before, but this was a little different in how they had a couple of the things switched around, and they had the armored car heist, but that wasn't the total heist. So it had a couple different ripples to it that we don't normally see in this type of thing. But overall, I give it about a 7 out of 10. You know, Damian Kenny, you say, I want to know what happened to the frozen monkey. You got to watch the past the credits. They show it. They show it. So they show, and Andrew Dice Clay is in this movie also, which he did it. Hey, assholes, you asshole head. Where's asshole head? He called him asshole head. Hey, asshole head, get over here. But they delivered the monkey all burned up. And the person called complaining, like, this is not my package. He like, hey, asshole, we delivered the package, hey? Huh? You got it? So this movie, I think, got 2 or 3 after the credit scenes to check out, because they show Eddie Murphy at the bed and breakfast. Did you see that? Do you know about that scene? Eddie Murphy got at the bed and breakfast because him and his wife were going to start their own bed and breakfast, and he was about to retire from the armored car stuff. And then they show him at the bed and breakfast, and that was pretty good too. Hey, asshole head, you got your package right? Good old Mother Goose. Andrew Dice Clay. LOL. He said, dang, now. All right, y'all. Let me get up out of here, man. I just wanted to check in, do a little something, something. I'm going to try to go live. If I don't have, I might have to go to Chicago tomorrow. I really hope not. But I'm going to go live again either tomorrow or Tuesday. And we're going to break down a lot of this crazy stories that's been going on in the news, as well as a couple of the shows and movies that's been out. And, chop it up, go live, put the link in the description, and, see what's going down. So I appreciate y'all for coming through, watching. Y'all let me know what y'all think about Jussie, man, in the comments. Watch it. It was interesting. If you think you know the whole story, I'm telling you, it's a couple things in there that you didn't know. Unless you just followed the story like crazy, then I don't know. But yeah, that was interesting. Worth an hour of your time. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you think. Y'all have a good night, good weekend. And if you got Amazon Video, most people got Amazon Prime. They say what, 40 or 50% of Americans got Amazon Prime? That's crazy. Anyway, check out Amazon Video, or you're paying for it already, And that Eddie Murphy movie wasn't bad, man. I like Eddie Murphy. I wish that it would have had a little more fanfare. I don't like his movies going straight to streamer, but it is what it is, you know. Ain't like he about to change his business practices. Hey, J Mo said, don't go straight to streaming. So next time they offer me $100 million to go straight to streaming, I'm gonna say no. That's what they paid him coming to America, $100 million. I'd have gave him that damn movie too. He probably spent $10 million making it. Anyway, we get up out of here, y'all. I appreciate y'all for coming through. I know a lot of our shows is off that we watch, talk about. Power Book 4 Force come out in November 7th. I'm going to have to keep it moving till then. So, appreciate y'all for coming through, sticking with me. And I'm going to see y'all on the next one. Deuces.